Good afternoon. I'm Rosella Carè from the University of Cagliari, Italy, and I'm presenting this research article paper that has been made in collaboration with Stella Carè, Natalie Levy, and Rabia Fatima. The focus of this research is on social impact bond, and we performed a bibliometric review. So the title is Why Finance is Missing in Social Impact Bonds Research, Bibliometric Review. Let me to introduce the topic. This paper is based on social impact bonds, and social impact bonds are new and emerging financial instruments that can help public governments to provide public services by requiring to private investors to provide the money to cover the cost of the service. And then the public government will repay the investors only in case of achievement of the expected outcomes of the project. This kind of social impact bonds are now used in several countries, especially in UK, but they are used in a lot of countries, both developed and undeveloped countries, and are used in several social sectors, like the public sector, for healthcare issues like diabetes or blood pressure, for the prevention of healthcare problems, or for example for unemployment issues or reintegration issues, and so on. This kind of social impact bonds are not bonds in a strict sense, because they are not bonds, traditional bonds, but they are more similar to public-private partnership between the public and the private sector. What is the idea behind this kind of research? We moved from the idea that social impact bonds are mainly used in the accounting sector and in the research area of public accounting, and not too much in the finance sector. So we decided to perform a bibliometric analysis just to try to understand what are the main research areas under this main research topic, and to try to understand what are the most influential countries, journals, and research groups in this field. And at the same time, we detected some research streams in this area and different focus area. So let me to go directly to the methodology we have applied. We have used the methodology based on bibliometric research, and we performed both a performance analysis and a science mapping analysis. With the performance analysis, we analyzed the most important journals that are now publishing in this research field, the most important authors, and the most important countries that are now working on this kind of research. While with the science mapping exercise, we have mapped the research streams under the main field of social impact bonds. So just let me to show you immediately our results from the performance analysis. As you can see in figure 1, we can see that we have an increase in publication in social impact bonds since 2017, with 2018, 19, 2020, and 2021, which are the years in which we have the most articles published in this field. Regarding the contributing countries, we have the UK, US, and Italy. This is not, UK is not surprising, because in United Kingdom, we have the vast majority of social impact bonds currently developed in several social sectors, and same in the United States, but not in Italy, because in Italy we don't have currently developed social impact bonds. So we are only doing research in this research field, but we don't have applied this kind of instruments. Regarding the journals that have published articles on social impact bonds, we can see that the most important journal is Public Money Management. It's a journal that publishes, a very good journal that publish only in the field of business management and accounting and social sciences. It's not a finance journal. We don't have finance journal or journal ranked in the Shimago journal ranking regarding finance. So it's not mainly a topic discussed under a finance perspective. Then we performed our science mapping exercise and we used the keywords to map the research field on social impact bonds. So we detected 5 clusters of keywords as detailed in table 4 and as showed in figure 3. Regarding the cluster in the social impact bonds research area, we have 5 clusters. The first cluster is related to the idea of neoliberalism, accounting, and austerity, because social impact bonds emerged in the UK, in the United Kingdom, which is the countries in which we have the main in which they have applied the idea of austerity policies. The second cluster refers to the new public management and the idea of social innovation. So the idea that a new public management approach can exist and the idea that new public management can foster also social innovation. The third cluster is related to social finance and impact investing, because social impact bonds pertain to the field of impact investing. They are considered one of the most important instruments in the impact investing landscape. The fourth cluster is related to social enterprises, because the main service providers in social impact bonds are social enterprises. So social impact bonds can also consider it as a funding way for social enterprises. While the last cluster is related to public-private partnership and sustainable development goals partnership, because as mentioned before, social impact bonds are more similar to public-private partnership than to social impact bonds. In the last cluster, we have probably one of the most important aspects of this research, because social impact bonds can be used also to foster the achievement of sustainable development goals, especially in undeveloped countries. What are the main results of our research? Research on social impact bonds is still in its infancy, because we have a limited number of articles, a limited number of authors that are now working in social impact bonds research, and a limited number of countries that are publishing in this research field. Social impact bonds can be considered as a public management concept and not as a finance concept, because we have a growing number of journals which comes from the area of business management and accounting, and a limited number of journals that come from the finance area. And finally, we have 5 research clusters under this main research topic. We detected for the first time the presence of a UK model. So what is this UK model? A UK model is a modeling, like a cluster in social impact bond research, because we have a 9 number of researchers from UK, a 9 number of journals that comes from UK that publish on social impact bonds. And UK is also the practical cases of UK are in a certain sense driving research in social impact bonds, because if UK look at social impact bonds as only an instrument to improve public services or to provide public services by overpassing the limitation of the public expenditure, obviously the other countries are following this model, and they are not trying to improve the model of social impact bonds by, for example, considering to involve private investors, because The UK model is based mainly in is mainly based on funding provided by philanthropic association or so this kind of private investors, but not retail investors. So we have a UK model, and the literature is still focused on this model and is closer to this model. We provide in the last part of our.
You have a minute to conclude, please.
Yes, thank you. Finally we provide several research questions. So the idea is to move from a concept, from a public management concept to a finance concept. So we are providing also some future research questions that can be explored in the future. For example, about the structure of the SIP deal, about the portfolio perspective. So we need to explore more in the social impact bonds landscape about the relationship between risk and return, about the impact measurement or impact evaluation. So we detected a series of future research direction that can be explored by in the next years. Thank you for your time, and if you have questions, they are welcome.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your presentation.